Hello, everyone. So, as many of you are aware by now, this time yesterday, there was an awful, awful shooting that took place at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. A very, very unfortunate situation with dozens of children killed, two teachers who are not with us anymore. It was another example of our country's lack of not having discussions about mental health. We really will never know what Salvador Ramos was thinking before he killed his own grandmother and then did the unthinkable. It is very unfortunate to think that these children were only 3 days away from their summer vacation, along with their teachers. They were getting ready to enjoy a long summer break until August. And now they are not with us. 19 beautiful souls are no longer with us. And two educators just gone. It is so unfortunate what happened yesterday at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, Texas. And again, as I was just saying, our country was never having discussions about our mental health. And a lot of our mental health was impacted just this time 2 years ago during the worst of the pandemic. And now, as I've said, a lack of not talking about our feelings led to the unthinkable yesterday. This could have been prevented. This could have been prevented. What I like to know at Uvalde High School, where were the guidance counselors? Where was the vice principal? The main principal, okay, that's one thing. But you got to understand, the vice principal, and I learned this from Ned's Declassified when I was a teenager, from the actor who played the vice principal, was the vice principal's job is supposed to intervene with students' behaviors. That's their job. And that is a lack right there. And when I'm reading online that Salvador Ramos had been bullied for most of his teenage years, and he got into fights with other students at Uvalde High School, and he was working a minimum wage job at the local Wendy's, and was harassing coworkers. What is so disgusting in our country right now is also the lack of, again, that anybody can walk into a firearms store and purchase a weapon of mass destruction. How is this acceptable? And I've been saying this for years, that a civilian can walk into a gun store, and I've been thinking like this ever since Sandy Hook. Why is it that you can just walk in and you think that you need an AK-47 or an AR-15? You know, any basic American civilian, and again, I do support the Second Amendment, but I also believe, again, that we need to limit the type of firearms that are sold to civilians. Like, I've told my fellow Republicans, look, if you're in the military and you need that type of weapon to practice combat, you should have every right to that type of weapon. There's no question about it. But if you're a regular Joe like I am, doing the 10 to 3, 3 days a week, you know, come on. I mean, I will mention that when I was running for New York State Senate in the former 11th district before I dropped out and then I couldn't legally run due to the congressional redistricting done by New York State, I took a questionnaire from the NRA and I pretty much got a rating of C-. And that was based on the fact that most of the questions were based on machine guns. I said that a civilian should have a firearm for hunting or practicing the frisbee thing, or you're a coach and you're doing those plastic bullets that you fire off during marathons or 100-meter dashes or something. So the reason why I bring up mental health was a very good point that was made by one of my fellow Republicans, former Governor Chris Christie of New Jersey, was that, again, and as I brought up earlier, why weren't we talking about our mental health? How are we all feeling right now? I mean, for an example, right now I feel frustrated and, part of me feels sad for these parents and relatives and even their friends of these kids and even for the teachers. And, there's parts of me where, again, all of this could have been prevented if, again, a guidance counselor or a, vice principal got involved. I mean, I had a guidance counselor in high school. Then she became my vice principal. And if she's watching this video, she knows who she is. And I'm very grateful for her. And I might get a little emotional thinking about it right now. I'm trying to think like her. Let's open up about our feelings. We should be having these discussions. We should be talking about how we feel after what happened in Texas yesterday. The whole country needs to reevaluate itself as we're going into a holiday weekend. And especially how the children at this elementary school, at Robb Elementary, they're going to have a very long, traumatizing summer thinking about what happened. And these kids are going to need a lot of therapy. They're going to need a lot of consulting and a lot of time to mourn and grieve properly for the next 3 months, because reality is going to sink in once August comes when they return back to the classrooms. If I were the school district, I would just start the summer vacation early to be respectful to the families. And I will want to mention one thing before I wrap up this video. I had to denounce someone earlier today at the MTA. Well, now I'm going to denounce someone else today. Today, I also want to denounce former Congressman Beto O'Rourke, who was running for governor of Texas. Beto What you did today was very unacceptable, interfering with an event not only held by the governor of Texas, but also the fact that the families were at that auditorium today. And the fact that we had Texas state troopers who responded to that scene yesterday. That is a real shame on you, Beto O'Rourke. Your actions today were very unacceptable. And I'm very grateful right now, and I'll mention, I got my new neighbor's kids playing next door right now. Their lives are precious to me too. One of the little girls just asked me to get their ball back that landed in, Teddy's old area, my old dog. His territory, as I like to call it. And I had to pick up the ball and give it back to her. We have to think about these children. These 19 souls that should still be with us. No parent should have to think that you're getting your child ready for school 3 days before their summer vacation starts. A week or two before they're supposed to go to summer camp. A week or two before they were supposed to go on vacation to a different place in Texas or somewhere else. These kids were finally going to have a normal summer for the first time in 2 years since this pandemic started. No parent should ever have to think like this. And I am calling on the federal government to start making mental health a priority in this country right now. Gun reform is a whole nother debate. What needs to happen right now is us thinking about mental health, us thinking about what's best for ourselves, us having open feelings about opening our feelings. And trust me, if I was running for the state Senate still, I would be proposing a bill right now to put mental health as a top priority in New York State. But as many of you know, I have been placed to the new 16th District. And as you know, I'm already supporting Stefano Forte for New York State Senate. So there's nothing I can do right now regarding that. But I hope if Stefano's watching this, he will take my word seriously. So, let's, all as a country right now, give prayers, give proper grieving to the family of these 19 children and these 2 teachers. Let's pray that the wounded make a full recovery. Because this is just still sickening to me that this happened almost 10 years after the shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary in Connecticut. And please, right now, folks, just let these families have their privacy right now. Now, let's all come together as a country and support the community of Uvalde, Texas right now. So I thank you for watching. These have been my thoughts on how I feel right now. And let's all just treat each other with kindness right now. Because there's a lot of bitterness going on.